Alright, what's up guys? This video is going to be basically me responding to a comment that I got on a video the other day where I did high rep lunges and squats. So the comment was made by someone named Derek Pennington, 2858, and he says, calisthenics are a great start. I don't know what he sounds like, but calisthenics are a great start. That was all I did before I got into weightlifting. But eventually, you reach a point where doing 300 push-ups and squats a day is just inefficient. Lifting weights will get you better results and save you a great deal of time once you're advanced in calisthenics. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. I will. I will keep up the good work. I really appreciate that. In response to his comment, I said, I agree to a certain extent. I have lifted weights, but there are plenty of bodyweight exercise variations that can be challenging even to experienced lifters. Training on rings is an example, but I agree with the leg department. There are not really challenging lower body exercises within calisthenics, but doing high rep squats and lunges is good for form reinforcement, mobility, and for mental fortitude. Now, I kind of want to expand on basically what we both said. So, he starts off calisthenics are a great start, which I do agree. If you are starting maybe strength training or bodyweight training, you can start, not even just, even muscle building, right? You should start with calisthenics. And then also he says, that's all he did before he got into weightlifting, but eventually you reach a point where doing, hundreds and hundreds of reps of push-ups and squats daily is inefficient. So he seems to believe that there isn't much to calisthenics outside of the basics, right? Because then he says, lifting weights will give you better results, save you great time once you're advanced in calisthenics. So it seems as if, maybe there's a whole, world of calisthenics that he may be missing out on because he may not know the certain progressions and the certain skills you can learn that can definitely add a lot more to your physique and even strength goals. Here, he doesn't really specify what results weightlifting will get you. I don't know if it's strength or muscle building, but I believe that you can get those results just from doing both. I mean, I even said as a response, like, there's an example, like, if you do your exercises but do them on gymnastic rings, it's going to make everything much harder and much more almost like you're a beginner again, right? Like how people have said, or I've heard before, that rings will humble you. Now, I also said that I agree with the leg department. There are not many challenging lower body exercises within calisthenics. But at the same time, I believe if you are creative enough and if you maybe do enough searching online to see, what other exercises you can do for your lower body, there are, there are sissy squats, there are Bulgarian split squats, and probably some more exercises that, I might be missing out or blinking out on. But in terms of strength and muscle size, those exercises may not be the best, so I can get where he's coming from, and that's why I, in a way, agree why using weights would probably be the best option for your lower body, such as doing RDLs, deadlifts, squats, the lunges, leg press, things like that. And I believe that we should try and mix the two, right? You can purely do weights, you can purely do calisthenics, but I believe that if you want the best results in terms of strength and hypertrophy, you should probably do both, right? Here, of course, in the past couple of days that I've been posting, I haven't lifted a single weight so far, but that's because I kind of want to push the envelope and see how far body weight movements can get me. I'm most likely going to end up lifting some weights here and there, but they won't be a part of the main training, or they won't be a part of, most of the exercises I do. And also, I said that I have lifted weights myself, right? So my first 2 years, my first year was me spent doing basic calisthenics movements because I was a complete beginner. And then my second year was spent doing calisthenics and weightlifting movements. I never gave up on calisthenics. I kept doing, bodyweight exercises all throughout my program. And the weighted movements, they do get you pretty strong, but they don't challenge your body in the same way calisthenics movements will. And some people may believe, otherwise because they think Alta calisthenics is just doing body weight squats and, body weight push-ups, because they may not know about being able to add weight, being able to change up the leverages, being able to use different apparatuses such as rings or parallettes or a dip bar in order to change the angles of your hand placements, things like that, which will make bodyweight movements a lot more challenging. So it's all about getting, more creative, maybe doing some research on, seeing if there's anything more to calisthenics and trying things out for yourself just to, keep things challenging, right? Because if you see as just doing push-ups as the only thing to calisthenics, then the equivalent to that would be saying that benching, 10-pound dumbbells is all there is to lifting weights, right? When you do a bench press, you're going to add weight over time. That's progressive overload. And when you get used to doing push-ups, you can add weight on your back. You can elevate your feet. You can start doing dips, things like that. You can start changing the tempo and the rest times in between sets, things like that, which will make things more challenging. That could be progressive overload in calisthenics. Yes, it can be more complicated, but with calisthenics, it's all about mastering your own body, your own, spatial awareness, and your own relative strength. And also do what is best for your goals, right? Practice the things that will provide the best outcome for your goals. If you want to, do nothing but build muscle, then, you could mix weights. I mean, you could build muscle in many different ways. You don't only have to lift weights to build muscle. It's not like using weights is going to build more muscle than doing calisthenics, right? Your body doesn't know the difference between your body's going to build muscle, if it has resistance applied to it or not. But let's say you want to gain strength, then I can see how you might want to lift weights, right? If you want to, then it would make sense, of course, to lift weights and, train with many different weightlifting apparatuses, dumbbells, barbells, maybe even, cables and machines, if you want to gain a good amount of strength when it comes to lifting exterior weight. But with calisthenics, I believe it's very important to be able to move your own body through space, being able to get a better understanding, kind of being able to move your entire self as a unit. When you're doing a pull-up, you're pulling up almost, the entirety of your body weight. Depending on the angle your feet are at with push-ups, you are pushing most of your body. So if you lift weights, then you should, in my opinion, do some calisthenics movements because, again, it's important to be able to move your own body through space. It's also good for your mobility. It's good to get form and gain relative strength because you don't want to be a big, bulky guy and you can't do a push-up, right? And if you do calisthenics, honestly, you can just stick to calisthenics. I don't see any reason why to lift weights except to get any imbalances or to check for, any other things such as maybe your lower body or to help gain strength in certain movements that you can't perform. But that's about it for this video. No hate to the guy that left a comment, and I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw.